Everybody. God, my voice sounds weird. So I'm making this video, as you can probably tell by the title. It's about NaNoWriMo. And this video is the first video I'm gonna be doing weekly videos and blog posts every Wednesday. And I picked Wednesday because the first day of November is a Wednesday. So I'm just gonna start doing it from day one all the way to the last day. And so we're gonna have a weekly video and a weekly blog post about just what I did that week, the progress that I've made. I probably will be making other videos, other blog posts as I write, updating you about my word count. But at every Wednesday, I'm going to be making a progress video, I guess, just saying, here's my progress, telling you if there's something specific I'm struggling with, if I'm struggling with building my outline, if my outline is really working for me, if I'm rewriting anything. And so just want to get that out of the way. So this video is going up before NaNoWriMo starts at the 29th right now. Right in the afternoon. It's 2:15 on the 29th of October. Got my dog next to me, she's sleeping. And I'm making this video to announce my project, or just tell you what I'm working on. So I've been working on a novel since August 4th. I wrote the first draft I started it August 4th and I finished it August 20th. So in about 16 days I wrote 50,000 words, and it was a time for me. And since then I've been working on editing it and revising it, rewriting it, adding more words to it, just working on it in general. And it is now up to almost 60,000 words, which is exciting. I'm hoping to get it to 60,000 by at least the 19th or 20th, because I'm participating in an author mentor match, and I'm trying to just boost it up a little bit before then, because on it's just about a 7th draft. The first few drafts were mostly rewriting drafts. I didn't really add a ton, but right now I'm working on adding more words, and just kind of going through it chapter by chapter is what this month is going to look like, and adding more to the chapter. And then of course I have author mentor match, which starts. We found out the picks for our mentors. That goes public on the 19th. I don't know if I'm going to find out before the 19th, or if that just goes public to everybody else the 19th, or if I find out, then I don't really know. But I will know, and you will know by the 19th who my mentor is, which is kind of nerve-wracking. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I think everybody gets a mentor. I don't think it's a contest, some people get them and some people don't. I don't think that's how it works. I wouldn't really know. I did watch a video on it, but it didn't really touch on that. I looked through the whole website, watched some videos about it, and I've been following the tag on Twitter, as I've mentioned in previous videos, and I'm just super excited to have someone else to help me with this novel, because I love this book so much, and I'm really proud of it. And so this month will be myself working on it, by just me working on it, and then also the last week or so is going to be possibly the mentor, which is super nerve-wracking and exciting, and I'm nervous and I'm so happy and I can't wait. But of course that's entrusting my book to somebody else who doesn't know anything about it really, besides the little synopsis. I love it. I really love this book. I'm also working on kind of weaving in more of the magical elements to it. I decided to just write the book plain and simple, and then go back and add the more magical elements of the book to it after the fact. Just because it's a little bit less confusing to just be able to go and add specific things to specific scenes and parts of the book, rather than trying to weave it in as I write it. I started out doing that, and it just got a little bit confusing. So I kind of just wrote down as I wrote it, what I wanted magic wise to go in that scene, and then I went back after writing it and kind of added in things. I'm still adding in a lot, because it is based off of Celtic and Welsh mythology. A big part of it is the goddess that is in the title of the book, Cerridwen. That's at least how I pronounce it. I don't know how it's officially pronounced, but it is a Welsh Celtic goddess, of just art and just kick-ass women like chilling, doing their thing, which is why I picked her because number one, I really liked the name, and two, I liked what she was the goddess of, which is like warrior women, and that is a very important thing in my book. So there's this like order within the magical society, um, who are like kind of like the elected rulers. There's like one big elected ruler within them, which is the clan leader, and then like they're all like little tiny people next to her. And then there's like everybody in the village, and they're all women. Um, they do all have names. I don't remember all their names. I should probably go back and try to make a list of that. But the two most important people in the order, well, I guess three, but two, are important players in the book. This book still needs a lot of work, I will admit. I think plot-wise, it's in a good place, but there's like little things that need work. Yeah. When I say a lot of work, I mean like there's little things that need a lot of work, not like the whole book sucks and like needs to be completely rewritten. That's not where I'm at right now. I just think there's like little things that need to be tied up a lot more that aren't tied up right now. Um, that just need to be like polished off a little bit more. But I think just from the outside looking in, it's a good structured book, but it just needs a little bit more work. And then I also have YALLFest that I'll be in YALLFest in the midst of NaNoWriMo, and I'm not gonna be getting a lot of writing done from the 10th to the 11th. The 9th, hopefully I will, and the 11th, because that's the 9th is travel day, and so is the 11th, no, the 12th. Yeah, we're at the 12th. But the 10th and 11th are gonna be busy running around doing stuff days, so I'm probably not gonna get a lot of writing done. Depending on how early my evenings end and how early my days begin, I'm probably not going to be getting a ton of writing done. I'll have my phone, so if I have the urge to write something, I can just write down like notes or something, or my Google Drive. And I'll probably have a notebook with me, most likely, somewhere. We'll see. To write stuff in. I always bring a notebook everywhere. But I will be working on Daughter of Cerridwen. I'm also simultaneously sort of working on a sequel-ish. Basically what I did with the Daughter of Cerridwen is I wrapped it up, sort of in a way that could continue, but could also not. At least I think that it's that way. And I just like have been really wanting to get back to this book, but I'm waiting until NaNoWriMo to get back into it. It's been really hard. So I just decided, because I really want to get back into it, just go ahead and start writing a sequel, because I can't help myself at all. And I'm trying to outline it right now. I outlined the whole first act a while back, like right after I finished writing the book, and I just hate it so much. It's not where I want to go with the book at all. The mindset of the main character is so wrong from where I actually want it to be right now. It was just a lot darker. The book was going to be a lot darker than it is now. But I am expanding a lot on the world in this second book, just where the main character goes. I'm debating whether or not I want to make it single POV or dual POV, because the first book is dual POV. I'm not sure if I want to make it dual POV. I kind of want to make it single POV, just because like making it the first book dual POV was like super stressful. It's not an experience I very much liked, but I think the book had to be, because both of the two characters who narrate the book have their secrets that are very important to the plot, and I just thought it'd be easier if they could reveal their own secrets and their own points of view. If that makes sense. They're two of the biggest players in the book, and it just felt right, is what I'm saying, to make it dual POV. They're the two like love interests with each other. They're in a relationship basically within the book. And they're like really old friends, but they had kind of sort of a falling out, and things got weird, and he left, and now he's back. This is a fantasy book, by the way, so yeah. And then so the beginning of the book is it's been 5 years since they've seen each other, and in the first chapter he comes back to court, and she did not know that he was coming back, and she just like hears his voice, and she's like, oh god. And it's just, there's a lot of tension, which is what I like. There's a lot of romantic moments in the book. One of my beta readers, there's a really specific moment that she really liked. It made me so happy because it was my favorite one to write. I'm not super good at writing sex scenes. I take from a lot of my favorite authors and I make them not very descriptive. I don't like I like reading super descriptive like scenes like that, but I like romantic scenes, but I don't like writing them. I try to make them as like as PG-13 as I can, because I feel uncomfortable. Like I love writing them, but at the same time I don't, which is like weird. And I love reading them, which is even weirder. I know. But there's super important scenes in the book. And like one of the like main things about these two people, this is like a super great relationship. I don't know what I'm saying. One of my favorite scenes actually in the book happens after one of them gets drunk and kind of like confesses his like love for her, and she's kind of uncomfortable with it. And then like the next day he is like apologizing and he's like, I'm like sorry, like I never want to like overstep my boundaries. Like you just like let me know when I'm stepping over the line. And it's like a really great moment for both of them, and like it's a very consensual relationship. They're both very open with each other, though they have a little bit of a struggle with that at some points. And they're both very good at like knowing. He's especially the guy. He's like very good at like being like, hey, is this too much? Do you want me to stop? Um, they're very good at like being honest and like voicing their opinions with each other, and just being like good about telling each other when to like stop or when something's too much. They're great at like fighting and like talking about their feelings. And I aimed to write like the most consensual relationship I could because I wanted to make it as healthy as I could. And there's another relationship in the book that isn't very healthy, not very consensual, and it's between the main character and the king, who is she's the ward of the king, so she's kind of like an adopted daughter almost. But he kidnapped her when she was 4, and he like abuses her. But she's been with him so long, she's like not really ever really recognized that it is abuse. She knows she doesn't like it, but she doesn't really know, or like she doesn't think that she can say no, which is like a really horrible mindset. But she gets some really great revenge on him later in the book. The ending of the book is so great about because he finally gets what's coming to him, and she does her thing, and she like realizes. She starts the book like very like afraid and very like meek and timid and very afraid of everything, and she ends the book like super kick ass, like taking charge, knows what she wants, um, just very in control of her life, and a lot happier with herself and with her life and where everything's going at the end of the book and the beginning of the book. Um, she's kind of realizing a lot of things. And I do touch on the king's like wife a little bit and how he had her executed. You find that at like the second chapter, so I guess it's not super spoilery. I'm trying not to spoil too much, just in case. But he has his wife executed for treason because he's a super like suspicious guy. And he hates magic and magic users, and he knows that this main character is a magic user, which is why he took her. And he kills like all the other ones, which again is like a note in the very beginning of the book. It's already happened at the beginning of the book. And she's like believed to be the last of her kind and all that deal. And like yeah, he like has kept her from using her magic, and she's like kept it inside, and it's like slowly making her go a little crazy. He's like super awful. But I touch on this like great relationship she had with his previous wife and how devastated she was, and that was like a big turning point for her, I guess. I don't know, I'm rambling on about this, but I'm really excited to be working about this book. If you're still here, still watching this video, I'm really excited to be working on this book and to be getting a mentor for this book. Like, this is the book of my dreams, the book of my heart. I've put so much work into this book, it's incredible. This is the longest I've ever worked in a book, and the most work I've ever put into a book. I drafted it in the shortest amount of time, the very first draft of it. It's the shortest time I've ever written a whole book in. And this is the longest time I've kept up with writing a book. I usually give up at like the second draft. I'm in the 7th draft, and it's been like almost 3 months, just about 3 months of working on this book, which is like insane. I love this book. I love this book so much. I'm also working on a few other things. I'm going to be self-publishing my previously self-published book, Bound by Blood and Written in the Stars, with a new title, which is The Girl of Fire and Iron, and a new cover that I absolutely adore. I love it so much. I've already announced it on my blog, www.ellenyourhouseauthor.com, .wordpress.com. Not .com first. .com is after .wordpress. ellenyourhouseauthor.wordpress.com. I gotta remember that, man. If you want to go check that out, it should be one of the first things if you scroll down the homepage. I think it's the update for the 27th, the writing update for the 27th. So it should be like the second or third post on the homepage. So I'm free self-publishing that with either an excerpt or the whole companion novel I wrote to Bound, which is originally titled Queens of Nightfall, but has been retitled as well. I'm not saying what that is just yet here. I think I might have mentioned it in the blog, but I'm not sure. But I don't want to say it just in case I didn't. But it is being retitled. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the whole book in there or just part of it. I'm rewriting right now, so I'm probably not gonna be able to put the whole thing in there. I'm probably not gonna finish it. But I am gonna put a few chapters of the companion novel because I love it so much. I'm really excited. It's gonna be in hardcover, which is so cool. It's not gonna be sold only on the website. It's gonna be I'm gonna hopefully be able to sell it on Amazon and on BarnesandNoble.com, which is gonna be so weird. But yeah, that is all for this writing update. I'm gonna get back to my show, back to outlining book 2, and back to everything else. Thank you so much for watching. You know what to do if you like this video: like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you again for watching. Gotta go. Bye.